Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Nayana. Basically, I wanted to make this video over a year and a half now since I saw a similar video made by Dolly Singh, which I will put a link in the description if you want to check it out. So Dolly talked about her experience of skinny shaming. And I could relate to so many of her experiences that I started crying after watching it. And that is when I realized it's been a part of my life throughout. Even after almost 3 decades, it still affects me. That is when I decided I had to make this video someday for sure, but I was not really courageous to do it before. But I recently put up a post on Instagram about body shaming and all that, and the kind of response I got, it was insanely positive response, and that gave me so much more courage to actually open up a little more about this. And this is a topic that is super personal to me, and I'm sure there are a lot of people just like me who can relate to what I'm going to be talking about. So in this video I'll be discussing a lot of topics in the range of body shaming, being positive about your body, and especially about skinny shaming. I feel this is a topic that is not talked about enough. People usually take it so lightly and they don't even realize that they're doing this. It hurts and that it affects someone's life for good. And today I will be sharing my own experiences in this topic and how the major part of my childhood was circled over this. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I have no clue. I'm not trying to script this or anything. I'm just talking about it from my heart, and I don't know how emotional I might be because I'm generally a very emotional person. So I'm going to try and control and not let it take over me, but I don't know. So in case I do get emotional, please be kind and please don't be judgmental. So don't think this is like a one-step method to help you out, change everything. That's not what this video is about. It is just my story, and I hope that it will resonate with you and you will be able to relate to it and hopefully take something positive out of it. And that is my only intention from this video, and I hope you take it that way. I hope that this video would help out somebody out there who is in the same state as I was, and I hope that this gives them a little more courage to stand up for themselves and to not let the body shaming affect them as much as it might. It's something I've always faced throughout, from being an infant to a toddler to a teenager to a grown up. Even now I face it. And I know a lot of people don't think I'm skinny when they see me on camera, but they do realize it the moment they meet me in person. So I still get comments about it even today. Let me just rewind back to what skinny shaming did do to me and how it has been such a major part of my life. So skinny shaming, if you don't realize it, always affects you the most because it starts at the ground level, at the root level, which is your family. I'm very proud to have had a very supportive family throughout. My family is super supportive about everything I do. I've never been restricted to do anything I wanted to just because I was a girl. They've always been super supportive, and I'm honestly very thankful for that. But there is also another side of it, which is basically just the skinny shaming side of it. The worst part is, it's not because of any particular reason, it is just genetics. Because my mother, she was skinny till the age of 25, and my grandmother, she is also skinny. So we have this skinny genes in our family, and yet did not stop the skinny shaming from happening in the family. From my childhood, I used to be compared a lot. So I have a sister, my younger sister. So she was always the healthier person to look at. She was the normal size, the average normal size that people deem to be appropriate. And I was always the skinny, skin and bones person. It was really hard to always be compared to her. And I've never revealed this ever, but throughout my childhood, I've always been jealous of my sister. Just because of this reason. Because she looked normal and I didn't. Every time a relative used to come home, there used to be always the question of why my mom is not feeding me. There was always jokes about me. Even my mom used to feel helpless because what can you say when people constantly keep saying the same thing? And I just started expecting it from everybody. I used to wonder why I was cursed to be all skin and bones. And that is the first thing anybody used to notice about me, and that hurt. Because I had other qualities, and throughout my school life, I was always the skinny girl, the drumstick. There were so many words that were used for me. And I used to be asked why I would wear the jeans. It did not suit me. My dad used to ask me to go change it just because, I look even more skinnier when I wore jeans. And it really did affect a whole part of my childhood, and I really think I tried to overcompensate for the skinny nature in me in school, and I used to try and excel at whatever I used to join in, and I did. I may not have been a budgie in studies. I was okay. I was above average. I was really good at extracurricular activities. I used to take part in everything. I used to take part in extracurricular. I used to take part in athletics. I tried to be an all-rounder just so that I would not be recognized only for my skinny nature. I wanted to be something else. I wanted to have another word to describe me instead of just skinny. Especially when you are a teenager, you start to, think about what the other gender would think about you, what other guys thought of you. And throughout my teenage life, I was just scared of being known as the flat-chested girl. I have been the butt of a lot of male jokes because of that. I still remember times when I've stuffed tissue papers in my bra just to make it look like I had more than I did. It just, when I think back, it just makes me feel so nostalgic to see where I came from. I've done all of this. So if you're a woman who's done this or who can relate to it, trust me, I've done it all. I still don't have a big amount of chest, but I'm very more comfortable, and I'm happy the way I am. There was this particular incident which unexpectedly hurt me. I was obviously used to this whole scenario through my life, but this I think was when I was in college, probably 18 or something. I went with my mom to Ayyappa temple. There we met this lady who was my mom's office colleague. I had never seen her before. A lot of my mom's office colleagues were ones I've seen growing up, but this lady had never seen before. So my mom introduced me, and she instantly said, "Oh, this is your younger daughter," and my mom corrected her saying, "This is the elder daughter." And then suddenly her mannerism like changed, and she's like, "Oh, really?" The dialogue she said, it was in Malayalam. What she told me, I still remember those words. ഇങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ഇരുന്നാ മതിയോ, കല്യാണമൊക്കെ കഴിക്കണ്ടേ? So it was around these lines. And I was just barely 18. I mean, who's even thinking of marriage at that age? Nobody. I was not, my mom wasn't. But this lady had the audacity to just come and say this to me when meeting me for the very first time. That sentence sort of scared me, because that is when I started actually thinking about, like, oh yeah, I'm a girl, I need to get married. Like, how am I going to find somebody to marry me? Because every guy I knew or heard about wanted certain assets in their lady, and why would they want me when I don't have it? And while in college, I was in a relationship which was a long distance relationship, and I was obsessed. I was obsessed with this guy, and I thought at that point that that would be the guy I would be marrying and all that, you know. I used to think any moment this guy is going to leave me because I'm not good enough. Later on, we broke up and he started dating somebody else, and the somebody else was a girl who was well built. And that is when I realized, like, was it this? Why it would never have worked? And I was stuck there for over a year and a half or more. And that is when I think, you know, not real depression, but that was a time when I was super depressed. That continued, and I sort of thought I was never going to find a guy who would like me for me. Years later, when I did meet my husband, Suraj, I was much more resilient than I was earlier, but my skinniness was at an extreme low then, because I had just had an accident. I had lost a lot of weight. It really was a bad time when I met Suraj. He never ever pointed at my body ever. He knows it will always be a weak point for me. Whenever we have a fight or anything, he doesn't use this to get back at me. And so I want you to know that wherever you are, whoever you are, you will find somebody who appreciates you for what you are, in spite of what your body might be like. If you are in a relationship where your boyfriend or your girlfriend constantly reminds you of your body, shames you for your body, then please get out of that relationship. It will just pull you down. It's not going to do any good, and you do not want a lifetime of that. Please don't do that. Recently, I had a friend of mine tell me that a lot of guys from his school used to be interested in me while in school. I am a grown-up woman now, but the joy that it brought me, honestly, I'm ashamed to have felt that way. Like, now, shamefully, I felt good when I heard that, and I wish that the teenage girl could hear this back in school. It would have made a lot of difference to her, because as a teenager, you are looking for validation from everybody around you. And I'm not saying that's wrong. That's how we are as teenagers. We people who we don't know any better, and we it does matter to us. It does matter whether people say it doesn't matter. At that point in our life, it really does matter, and it does make a huge difference. I'm just acknowledging it now, because I don't want you to think I'm perfect now. I'm not. I'm still working on things. I'm still learning to, you know, love myself a little bit more and start to see myself in a different way, but this is still there in me. I really cannot say a particular incident that started making me become a little more positive about myself. You will learn to deal with it, and you will learn to be more confident in your own skin in time. But if you start pushing yourself and you start criticizing your own body and you start going against yourself, that is a downfall from which you may not be able to recover easily. So if not for anyone's support, please be a big support for yourself, because that is super duper important. I'm saying it from my own experience. There were times back then when I used to hate my body. I used to hate my whole body. I used to hate the way I looked. I used to look at the mirror, criticize myself, ask myself why I was that way, why I looked so bad. So please don't push yourself down further and further. Just stand up for yourself. You don't need others. You firstly need your own support. So don't criticize yourself. There are other people who already do it. So why do you need to do it for yourself? Please don't do that. That's the first thing you should try changing a little bit. I know you're not going to wake up tomorrow and say, oh wow, I am the best, I love myself. No, that's not going to happen, because that would just be a fake thing. But the next day when you go stand in front of the mirror, just say, it's okay. You are the way you are and it's okay. Look at yourself and start feeling some kind of pride in how you are. This has been a story of my life, and I really want more people to know that they're not alone and there are more of people just like you. And if you need any support, please feel free to reach out. I will always be here for you. Thank you so much for sitting through this video. I know it may have sounded like a rant. It needed to be addressed and I didn't want to do it in any smaller measure. And I really hope that this is taken in the right manner. And if you do know somebody who is skinny and has been facing this body shaming for a long time, please do share this video. This might help them out in some way, and I really hope that it does. So I'll see you again with another video. So till then, bye bye.